Hi, my name is Darren Bartlett and I love discussing African affairs on the African continent. Now, before I get into the news itself, I need to make a disclaimer that by the time you're watching this video, it means that the internet has been switched off in Uganda. Because this has been the case for the last two elections, where one time we were put off internet, especially the social media platforms, Twitter, Facebook, all messaging apps were off. And so people had to have VPNs for them to be able to access the internet. And then the next time in 2021, everything was switched off. So it was not only about the social media platforms, but just everything was just turned off. We were in the dark for about 3-4 days until the internet was back, and then we got to catch up with other people. And this time I don't think that it will be any different, because the conversation has always been, are you going to put off the internet? And no one gives you a definite answer of whether it will be off or not, but they just say as of yet there's no need. As of yet, that means that then the internet could actually be off. So I will not be surprised that when you are watching this video, I am actually off, because if the internet is on, then this video will be deleted the moment I realize that the internet is on, so I can do a fresh one. Now, Uganda is getting into its elections, and this is going to be the 7th time Uganda holds an election after the NRM war. The NRA war is basically the National Resistance Army of President Yoweri Museveni, how he came to power in 1986. That's how he came to power. He went into the bush in 1980, fought for 6 years, and then captured power. And then since then, we got into a new constitution, basically an amendment of a constitution that was there, but plus so many other clauses that make it much better. And then we had elections in 1996. President Yoweri Museveni was on the ballot and won that comfortably against Semogerere and Mayanja Kanji. We came to 2001, which had Besige for the very first time, but it was standing as independent, but still the country was under one-party system. And yep, Museveni won again. 2006, we had a multi-party system where still Museveni won against Besige, and then we came to 2001 where Museveni still won. We came to 2016, President Yoweri Museveni won. We came to 2021, he won it against pop star turned politician Bobi Wine or Robert Chagulanyi. Museveni still won, and President Yoweri Museveni is on the ballot paper again in 2026. He is on there, so that means it's the 7th time he's been standing, and we'll see how the results turn out to be. However, this time we have 8 candidates, but none of those is a woman. For the very first time, probably in the last 3 elections, we've not had a woman contest for this office. So we have President Yoweri Museveni, we have Robert Chagulanyi, who are the top contenders in this election. The others, Munyagwa, Nandala Mafabi, what's engineer Maverizi Elton, and the others that there. So 8 of them, others have not been even campaigning. Literally, you could not even see them anywhere on any campaign trail. But the thing about the Ugandan elections is that there's always heavy security deployed in this. It's very difficult to know what's going to be happening. As I speak now, the other day and the other days that have been passing, there's been heavy deployment within the city, and this time there's so much emphasis on the rules of how the election is going to be conducted, which we thought was the normal thing, because we never used to emphasize some of these things. But I think every time there's a particular campaign from the opposition on how to run the elections, something changes completely. For example, this time the opposition was going with a campaign that wants people to vote, stay at the polling station, and make sure that the votes are counted well, and so that they can find a way of tallying their own to compare with what the Electoral Commission is conducting, maybe tally. And it has been overly emphasized by the government, security organizations, authorities, the deputy speaker, I don't know, all these other authorities, even the Electoral Commission itself, saying that once you vote, go home. Why? Because you already have agents there, you have the security at the polling station and other observers to ensure that there's a smooth election happening. That has been the emphasis. The law may say something different. The law says actually that you can vote and stand 20 meters away from the polling station. That's what the law says. But the authorities say otherwise. They say, look, if you vote, go home. Just go home. Because there's already enough people to take care of or to protect the vote that you claim. Maybe the opposition claims that they want to protect. Because that has been their campaign, protect the votes. So it's there that we're going to see how it ends up. And I knew that by law that announcements have to be made within 72 hours. This time, the Electoral Commission says they can do this in 48 hours. Still within the law, but that's okay. If they can even do it in 24 hours, they're still within the 72 hours. So yeah, it's what have I observed throughout this campaign is that there's been less violence compared to 2021. Very many people were arrested in 2021. Yeah, some have still been arrested in 2025, 2026. Of course, this one here. So people have been arrested. Some politicians are actually still in jail now. So it's been much better. I must give this credit. It has been a much better campaign compared to last time. Maybe last time there was a lot of arrests and chaos because of COVID. The kind of campaign that was organized at that time was more of a scientific one. That's what they called it. Very few people have to mobilize, so mostly people are using channels of social media and TV and radio to campaign. So every time people gathered in numbers, an arrest would happen, because then it would break the law or the rules of COVID. That's what it was happening. This time, people have moved, people have gathered, people have campaigned. Few arrests here and there. So it's not been too much, but yeah, there have been arrests. But some of these arrests have actually come from other cases, not necessarily campaigning. Cases whereby there's illegal drilling. You know, when people go and start to assemble and drill like they're doing a military drill, those have been arrested, including some politicians. Mufumbira is in jail, and some other party members of the National Unity Platform are in jail because of that. Some other members have been arrested because of it's alleged that they committed crimes creating violence in different places where they were campaigning. Others for destroying posters of other candidates. So yeah, arrests have been there. Yeah, but it's going to be a very interesting election, because this video is not even about the election as it's happening, because it's a pre-recorded one. So I just have to see what is going to happen. I'm just trying to tell you, probably bring you up to speed of what happened, and maybe give a prediction. I don't know if to give a prediction. It would be very wrong for journalists to give a prediction, but yeah, I think that this is going to be one of the most silent elections, because of heavy deployment, emphasis on what the rules are going to be. So I feel, and I think the turn-up this time is going to be a little bit higher than 2021 for people to go and vote. The only disappointment I still have is still today there are people who don't understand their civic duties. They haven't necessarily paid attention to what they need to go and elect. But you know what? I'll just have my drink and wish you all the best in elections, Uganda. Let's see when the internet comes back, and we'll have this discussion again.